If you wanna stay with me, if you wanna try.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room. So over the last weekend, I just held my MelCon, which is my board convention that I host around my birthday as a birthday gift to me from me. So it's 3 days of board games. We did it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday started at 2 o'clock in the afternoon till midnight. On Saturday, it was at 8:30 in the morning till midnight. And then Sunday was from 8:30 till 5. We had about 50 people attend. And every time I do a MelCon, I also have like a flea market table. So there was games available to sell and purchase. So it was an amazing event. It was so good. Now, the week or so before MelCon, well, I had my birthday, so I got a few games as gift. I also ordered a couple of games to have for MelCon, and I bought a lot of games from the flea market. So I was going to show you what came home after MelCon from all of those situations. I have them hidden here behind a blanket so you can't see. But let me just set this up here. So let's do a game haul. It's going to be a little big. First, I wanted to show you, these are the name badges that I have at my event. So actually, we almost ran out. So there was 3 badges left out at the end. So it was the same ones I used last year as well. So for next year, I'm going to have to do, this was actually my brother's. So the one side is blank. People can just write their name. And then we have MelCon hosted by Mel's Board Game Room on here. So then that's in the badge. That's the badge that I have at the event. I just wanted to show that to you. Now, also, one thing I want to say, the board gaming community, I have some of my best friends. They're just amazing people. And my friend Lyle made me MelCon stickers. So the cup, the mug is mine, but I put the sticker on it. So he brought it in. So I had door prizes, and everybody who won a door prize also got a MelCon sticker. And I have a few more stickers available for me. These are amazing. I wasn't expecting this. And I think this is just so amazing. He designed them and made the sticker, and then it had like the peel out, and apparently they're waterproof. So MelCon 2025 had an official sticker. So how amazing is that? I'm going to start by showing some of the games that I received as gifts. So some I received during the weekend, some I received a little bit before. First one I'll bring up is this one here. So it says Brown Castle Games, and it says living on allotment, playing tarot cards. Now, I don't know if you could read tarot cards with this, maybe, but this actually is a deck of cards to play Tichu. So it's amazing. So this was a gift from my friend Darren. And then I have in here kind of like a couple of player aid for Tichu that he had printed. This one here saying art is designed by Sai Bipu. And you can follow them if you want. The cards are amazing. So you get like just how nice they slide. The quality of the card is so cool, and it's like mostly a regular deck of card with on regular colors, right? And you have all of these in here, which makes it amazing. So that's just a regular deck of card. Then you have the tarot portion, and actually I'm really excited for this as the tarot deck of card for sure. But then you have the Hound, the Phoenix, the Dragon, and the Mahjong tile, which are the special cards for the game of Tichu. So this is an amazing gift. I am so excited for this. I do own Tichu, but it's not as nice as this. And I think actually my original version of Tichu was also a gift from Darren. So he's like my official Tichu dealer, I guess. But so this was the first gift that I got. Is just amazing, and that is a brand new deck Forterra, or Tichu. So see which one gets the most use, which side is going to be used the most. Another game that I received from my friend Shauna and Joe is Couture. So I have, you can see behind me here, I have a lot of the all-play games. I really, really like them. They do a lot of tricky card games. That's what they call it, tricky card games. So it's like trick-taking, ladder climbing games, and I do love that about them. This one here was on my wish list, and I'm not 100% sure of how it plays, but it's like, so you travel to renowned location, then you model at well-known venues, and then 3, market your portfolio, and it has to do with fashion and couture. So I'm super excited to play this and kind of find out more about it. I'm a big fan of the all play games, and I have so many now. So now it's almost like I need to complete it. I didn't used to be a complexionist when it came to board games, but times are changing apparently. And then my friend Paul was attending. He had a couple of games in the flea market, and he's like, well, if you want anything, let me know. And I was like, ooh. I was like, have you played this one? Because it was in there. I said, no, I've never played it. I was like, you may want to rethink this one because it's so good, according to Carla. I haven't played it yet, but this is one that, like, if you don't, like, I'm interested in this one if you do intend to sell, but if you don't sell, you might actually want to keep this for yourself. And he said, well, you know what? It's your birthday. So he gave it to me, and that was amazing. And this is a game that has made on the podcast, The Board Game Specialist. This game has made a lot of top 9 lists, a lot of times, because this is one of Carla's favorite games. So because of that, it's been on my wish list. So I am very excited that it's now part of my collection for how much she vamps it up. So Grand Austria Hotel has come home with me this weekend. Let's see what it has to say in the back here. So it says, right in the thick of the Viennese modern age, exquisite cafes are competing for customers. Inspiring artists, important politicians, and tourists from all over the world are populating Vienna and are in need of a hotel room. This is your opportunity to turn your little cafe into a world-famous hotel. Hire staff, fulfill the wishes of your guests, and gain the emperor's favor. Only then will your cafe become the Grand Austria Hotel. So, super excited to finally get this played. And I'm very grateful that this was gifted to me this weekend. So, Grand Austria Hotel is a game that came home this weekend. I'm going to start piles, but it's going to have to spread because I have a lot of games. But I also found new shelf space, so I have made room in my closet. I've put shelves out there, and then I have more shelves space for board games, so which is great because there's a lot. This is a gift that I received from my friend Ashley. Devere Game is a company I'm super impressed with lately. Like the games I've played from them, I just really enjoy. And this one here is Daitoshi. So I don't know a whole lot about this one. This was gifted to me, as I mentioned. Now if you look, this looks really good. There's like a rondelle, tons of components. I think the Devere does lots of components. But let's see what it has to say. It says, the city of Daitoshi stands proud, surrounded by mountains and forests, but its factories prey upon the natural resources around it. Will there be enough time to restore nature before it's too late? In Daitoshi, you will play the part of a factory magnate, investing in a new steam-powered device and expanding the city, but you will have to mind the effect of your action on the areas surrounding the city or risk the wrath of yokai. So it looks interesting. Love Devere Game, as I mentioned, so I'm very excited to give this one a try. If you have played this one here already, do let me know what you think. It's heavy. Should we have a peek? Like, it looks like there's a lot in here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put the lid back on because it's gonna need to be sorted. I don't want pieces to fall out. That was the box, I swear. Okay, perfect. So let's put this one aside and let's keep going. So this is a gift that I received for my birthday from my friend Jessica. And it's deluxe edition Rebel Princess. This is another one that was on my wish list. It's one I have played before. So this is a trick-taking game kind of based very much on the game of hearts. So with hearts, you're trying to win tricks, but not hearts. You don't want any hearts. In this one, you're trying to win tricks, but avoid all tricks that has a prince in it because he will propose, and we are independent princesses and we do not want proposal. So it says, play the role of a fairy tale princess who doesn't want to marry a prince and avoid marriage proposal to win. An addictive trick-taking game in which each round has a different rule. So unlike the hearts, you do have kind of a special round card that'll come up that changes the rules a little bit. But Rebel Princess Deluxe Edition has joined my collection, and I couldn't be more thrilled. So next one is, so this game, my friend Lyle, who made me the stickers, so had posted on our local group that he had found this game. I was like, oh my God, Lyle, are you still there? I would love a copy. And he didn't see my message. He didn't see my message till the next day or two. And he said, I'm so sorry. I didn't see your message, but I know you. I have picked you a copy anyways. And that is the copy of the game Flip 7. So Flip 7 is a really neat push your luck little card game. I played it already and it's been on my wish list. So now it finally arrived. And yeah, so Lyle just knew that. I knew you would want it. So I grabbed a copy for you as well. So this one is here. It says the greatest card game of all time, and you race to 200. So the first person to get 200 points is the winner. And it's a push your luck game. So you want to flip a card over. You can stop at any time and take the points, or you can keep pushing and getting more cards. And there's one card with a 1 on it. There's 2 cards with 2, 3 cards with 3, and so on, up to 12 cards of 12s. So the tricky thing is, however, if you draw a card and it's a number you already have, you bust, everything's discarded, you don't count anything. And it's a race to 200 points. So super fun, satisfying game to play. And you kind of have like, this box has like a sheen on it. It's all like shiny. It's really cool. But yeah. So this game did get played at MelCon this weekend, and it's now in my collection as well. So that is Flip 7. Then my friend Dave had come over a while back, and we did like a live stream day. So every game we played, we were live streaming, and I played his version of this game. And I got the original because apparently there's 3 versions of it. He had the latest one, so I was like, okay. I've seen this game before. I never picked it up. I was like, I don't know. I guess it sounds interesting. I don't know if it'll be that much fun, but it was so fun. It was amazing. So I have ordered a copy to have for MelCon, and this is Kabuto Sumo, and it did get played. Actually, I've played it twice myself, and this game get played a couple of times at MelCon. And this game is about sumo wrestling bugs. So you have this little table, like cardboard table that is built, and you put the components onto it. And what you're going to do is on your turn, you're going to slide a piece onto it, and it's going to shift things around. And you're trying to push the other players off, but make sure that your bug stays on to win the sumo battle. And it is so surprisingly satisfying and fun to play. I played it at 4 players, and then you were playing in teams. I've played it at 2 players, and both of them were really, really fun. So this is one that I had picked up. Oh, and look, and it's another all-play game, which is a great, like I said, great company. I enjoyed their games quite a bit. Purchased this one off of Amazon, so because that way it comes quick. And then it was here just the day before MelCon started. So Kabuto Sumo is a game that joined the collection for MelCon. Oops, Yes, I'm knocking things over here. Okay, so this game, Gnome Hollow, is not my game. In fact, this is my friend's Dave's copy. I brought it at MelCon. It got played there. And then he says, keep it so that you can learn it. And then I did learn it. He says, and I'd love to play it. So we played it at MelCon. He says, well, keep it some more because he's traveling quite a bit this next few weeks. And he's like, you might as well just keep it. So it's not a new game in my collection. It's a game that is visiting my collection, but I figure might as well talk about it here. So that is Gnome Hollow. And what's really neat about this game, so this is by OP Game, by the way. Oh, look, it's cool. They have a little watch it played video here. Super cool thing about this game is the board must have like a metal inlay because all of the little pieces that you have on it magnetically holds on. So you don't just like accidentally move around. And you are a gnome and you're going to be creating these fairy rings. And then when you complete a ring, you get to move a token depending on the size of the ring that you created. You get to collect the mushrooms that are in there, and you can trade the mushrooms for victory points. And there's a bunch of different things as well that's going to create victory points, such as collecting the flowers and creating these rings. And whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game is the winner. This was such an adorable, fun little game. Played it at MelCon. I played it before MelCon to learn it, and it's just really great. So Gnome Hollow is a game that is visiting my collection this week, or for the next couple weeks. Then this is another game that I ordered through Amazon because I received Amazon gift card for my birthday and from work around the same time, so I've put that to use, and I ended up getting Delta. So I gotta say I know nothing about this one. Now, this is a game by a game brewer, and I have a few of their games, and I do like them quite a bit. So I have really high expectations. But let me read what it has to say about it. Okay, it's a bit of a different. So it says, in Delta, players set out on an adventure through the Delta region of Camargo to try and gather more information about the crystals that power up the PSEs. As players observe the mechanimals, such as the tortoise, flamingo, the horses, the bulls, send your crew to the different section of the board to try and maximize your actions. And later on, add new crew members to your team and even set out on special missions. Manage your hand well, gather enough knowledge, and emerge as the victor in this exciting steampunk adventure. So it's a steampunk-based game. Let me find the camera here. The game looks super interesting. So I gotta say, I bought this one on looks alone. I was kind of looking at it, the player, like the board, everything about it appeals to me. So I was like, we should give this a try. And it's just such an amazing looking game. I haven't played it yet. I brought it to MelCon. I'm not sure if anybody else had the chance to play, but that is Delta. All right. Next one I have in my pile here. So this is one, again, with my gift cards that I purchased through Amazon. And this is one that I have heard quite a bit about lately. It's getting a lot of buzz. And that is River of Gold. So this one is Legend of the Five Rings by Office Dog. It has a dice tower, seal of excellence. It says, a game of rival and riches set on the legendary River of Rokugan. First of all, there's a bit of gold in the box here. You can see a shiny bit. The board has gold details like that throughout as well. It is beautiful, beautiful game. And I watched a couple of tutorials. So you're going to be kind of traveling with the boats along this way, collecting resources. Let's read what it says. So, build your trade empire on the River of Gold while fiercely vying for influential status among the nobility of Rokugan, a legendary realm where divine favors can alter your fortune. Each turn, your die roll represents 3 unique opportunities, but you can choose only one. Grow your trade empire by building along the banks of the river. Set sail downriver to load your ships with cargo and gold, or complete a valuable contract with influential customers. If the die result doesn't suit your plan, you can leverage the divine favors of the gods to manipulate fate. In the included free patron mini expansion, you'll receive a legendary patron of your clan with powerful new abilities that presents alternative strategies and ways to win. So I guess there's like different power abilities or kind of player abilities that you'll be able to get. But this is River of Gold, a beautiful, beautiful game. Heard lots of good things about it, so really excited to play. I'm not sure if anybody got the chance to play it at MelCon, but that was a game that was available there. All right. So time to reveal the blanket. Let's have a look. So first one that I purchased from the flea market at MelCon was Caverna. So I have Agricola. I've played Agricola. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. I hear a lot about Caverna, but I had never played it myself. So it was there. I took that as a sign. So I now own Caverna. So, oh my God, the blade is upside down. But a lot of people I hear prefer Caverna to Agricola. Some prefer Agricola to Caverna, but there is similarities. You could tell like component artwork is very similar. So Agricola, you kind of have your farm that you're building. Caverna, you have cave farmers. So you are building your farm, but you're living in caves. So that's kind of about all I know about it. But this one is a classic. I am super excited that I now have this in my collection and will be able to put Caverna to the table and see for myself. Do I prefer Caverna? Do I prefer Agricola? So this is one that came home this weekend. Let's put this over here. Sheesh. Okay, so next one that I got is one that I did hear about before, but I'm not sure a whole lot about it. But Mage Knight board game. So when I saw this one, I was like, okay, I do want to buy it. Now, I bought this one, and then my friend brought another copy, and it had like a fancier, bigger copy there. But this is the one that I ended up picking up. And this is a game of epic exploration and conquest. So it looks super neat. I hear lots of great things about it. And actually some of the people that were there says, oh, Mage Knight is so good. And I was like, okay, good, because I bought it. So I'm excited to try this. Let's see what it says on here. It says, the sun is setting on the first day of your march across the land that borders on the familiar. You scale a hill and watch as the lights in the village to the west go out one by one. Mortals need sleep, but as a Mage Knight, you do not feel the slightest bit fatigued, despite your earlier encounters with a small group of marauding orcons. Turning north, a great Atlantean city glows on the horizon. The Mage Knight board game is an epic game of exploration and conquest. Take control of one of the 4 powerful Mage Knight heroes and play a variety of competitive and cooperative scenario as you vie to... Okay, so I'm kind of excited. This is scenario based. I love scenarios. I don't like campaign as much because I find that's a lot harder to commit to. It sounds very much like a fantasy novel. I really like that about it. So Mage Knight, super excited to give this a try. It looks so good. So that's one that followed me home. Next one I have is Shogun. So this is another one I was like, okay, I hear good things about Shogun. What do I know about it? Absolutely nothing. Do I need more? Apparently not, because that's all I bought. That's all I based my decision to buy this on. And then somebody was there and he's like, oh, Shogun, have you played Shogun? I was like, no. I thought he was kind of like, oh my God, what did you do? He's like, it is amazing. So I was like, oh, okay, good, because it's here now. So let's see what they have to say about Shogun. So it says, Japan during the Sengoku or Warring State period, each player assumes the role of the great daimyo with all of his troops. As the start of the game, players must achieve a strong starting position. So you have like the map. Oh, was this one played? Because that map looks familiar. Then it says each daimyo has the same 10 possible action to develop his kingdom and secure points. To do this, he must deploy his armies with great skills. Right? Then each round, the player decides which of the action are to be played out and in which of their provinces. So we're all going to have and then decide what we want to do. If battle ensues between opposing armies, a unique cube tower plays the leading role. The troops from both sides are thrown in together, and the cubes that fall out at the bottom shows who has won immediately. So it looks like it's a what is it? Marrakesh does this where you put things in, not everything comes out, and what comes out is the winner, apparently. So that aspect here looks super interesting. I did not know this was in here, but this is very interesting. And then it says owning provinces, temples, theaters, and castle means point when scores are tallied. Whichever daimyo has the highest number of points after the second tally becomes shogun. So it kind of has like a civilization, like a Japan civilization sound to it. So in that tower, I didn't know, but I'm super excited about it. So Shogun is a game that has joined my collection. That's going to be great. Then I have Evacuation. So I have played Evacuation at the Rocky Mountain retreat that I attended earlier this year. And I was so impressed with this. And I was like, okay, I want this one. And I saw it on Facebook, and it was a bit of a higher price tag, but it was in my wish list, and I was about to pull the trigger on it. But my friend Lyle had games in the flea market, and he reached out to me. He's like, here's the list if you want to have first dibs at some stuff. I did. I wanted first dibs at this one for sure. Actually, most of the games I talked about from the flea market so far came from him. So Evacuation, what's really interesting with this one is there's the map, like the board. You have Earth, and it is dying. We've killed it. So we need to relocate to this new planet. But before this new planet can create resources, we're going to need to take, the people and the business and the kind of things we have, infrastructures we have in place here, and we're going to need to move them here and start building this planet. So until that happened, this planet is not creating resources, and this one has a resources, but as we remove things here and put them here, this one's going to stop creating resources, but we need to travel back and forth. And in order to make the trip and be able to come back, we got to make sure that either the planet has the resources or that we bring the resources that we need to make it back with us. So this has such a very interesting balance to the gameplay. I was super impressed with my first play of this one. I thought it was amazing. So when I got the opportunity to get my own copy, I jumped on it. So Evacuation is now part of my collection. And then I got, Barrage. This is another one that I know nothing about, and I bought completely based on, I've heard talked about, and I think it has a good reputation, and that's good enough for me. And my friends were there, and it says, Barrage. It's like, we played this, and it was so good. So we kept building with like the best material, and our friend had kind of watched a tutorial, and he built with all like cheaper materials at first, and he won by a lot. So apparently there is building involved with this. As I said, I really know nothing about. And then what does it say? Barrage. And so the water revolution begins. So it kind of sounds like you're seeing here, like there's water flows. I'm wondering if we're creating like blocks, like dams or something. So the game looks interesting. It's something that I had heard good, like I had heard good thing as in people are saying, oh yeah, great game, but that's all I know. So I now have Barrage, though. I'll be playing this myself and getting my own opinion on it, and we'll see what I think, but I suspect it's going to be great. So Barrage is now part of the collection as well. So now we're on to the next pile here. Okay, so this was, I bought a game and it's in the bottom, so you'll see that one later. And then he says, well, do you want a couple of things with it? And so I have a couple free games. So I was like, sure, I'll take these ones. So I have Tag City. I don't know anything about Tag City. And in fact, when it showed up, I forgot all about it. I was like, oh, what's with this one? So it looks like it's like a graffiti game. And now it says the leader selects graffiti shapes for each round. Then you choose your graffiti shape and paint your city the leader picks last. And then race to complete features and earn prestige. And it looks like there was like, we're trying to put shapes inside this grid here. So that looks very interesting. It says graffiti tagging is a competitive sport and each of your friends claim they can tag the city the fastest. Are you really going to let those bold claims go unchallenged? You grab your bomb shark and the battle begins. Express yourself, tag every block, street, and alley, and you vow that by the end of the day, you will be the all city. I don't know what that means, but it looks super interesting. I love the artwork. So Tag City is part of the collection now. I'll put this one over here. And then he had also an exit game. This is one that I hadn't done. I love the whodunit exit type board games. And this one is Theft on the Mississippi. So I am excited to give this a try. So, like all the different characters. So yeah, it looks very cool. Love the genre of this game. So we have Theft on the Mississippi, and we'll be giving this a try. Then this one here is another one that I bought from Amazon with the gift cards, and this one is Cubed Next Level Dominoes. So my friend Carla had I think it's her who had this game. It was played at a card treat though, but it's very interesting. You have this really neat 3 kind of segment shaped tile, and it has different colors and it has different height to the different sides of it. So when you're placing the dominoes, you need to match the color, you need to match the height, and you place this pieces inside the domino. But there's also pieces that have like black on the edges that will block those locations, so kind of like blocks what's around that. So it was a really interesting game. This game got played a lot throughout the weekend. I personally played it 3 times and it was so good. So that is Cubed, the Next Level Dominoes. And then we have Swordcrafters. So I played this one the first time with my friend Michael, and it was on a podcast, Top 9 Hidden Gems Games. I had never heard of this, and it was so satisfying. I have no idea where I got it from, but while we were on that podcast, recording the podcast, Carla looked for it, and she said, oh, there's a store in Montreal that owns it, that sells it. So I ordered a copy. It arrived from Montreal. And it's so interesting. With this one is you 3D craft this sword with these little square pieces, and you're just kind of like stacking one side then the other, and then you kind of, so by the end of the game, you have this little cardboard 3D created sword, and you score based on what all the gems that you have on each side of the blade. It's such an interesting, satisfying game. It's kind of like a I split, you choose. So they're going to have the tiles. You split it in half. Somebody else takes one of the things, splits it in half. The last person goes and splits it in half. And then we all pick a portion of what got split. And that's the pieces you're going to be adding to your sword that round until you've built your whole sword. And then you score, and whoever has the highest point is the winner. That is Swordcrafters. I was so excited for this because it had such a unique theme, and I ordered this and wanted to play it for MelCon, so it was at MelCon, And I didn't get the chance to play it there myself. It's just, it gets busy. There's so many games. Now, I did play 25 games over the course of the 3 days. So I did play lots, but unfortunately, this one didn't make it. But that was Swordcrafters. Then I also ordered on Amazon. This was a gift. I put this on my wish list, and this was a birthday gift I got, and it's Pollen. And it says you plant your beautiful blooms in your garden, you attract wandering insects to your flowers, and then you pollinate your flowers and become the best gardener. So you have all these tiles, and each player has a different colored tiles that you're going to be placing. And then there's like, every time there's two that comes together, you're going to place a little token, and it's going to show what's going to score in that surrounding. And you're trying to place your tile that would match the symbol on it so that you can score those. Now, this game is beautiful. You have these insects have like the wooden tokens, and there's like glitter shimmery art to it, and they are stunning. So I watched a tutorial on it. I am ready to give this play. Oh, look, and it's an all-play game. So I'm very well represented for all-play games lately. And it's a Reiner Knizia. And the art is by Beth Sobel. So what's not to love with this? So I've watched a tutorial, looks simple to play, and I'm excited to give this a try. And that was a birthday gift that I received, and that's called Pollen. And then, just before MelCon arrived, I had a package delivery for Twisty Tracks. This one got played quite a few times at MelCon, and I want to give a huge shout out for Rio Grande Game for sending me this game. It was so fun. And it reminds me a little bit of Suro, because what's going to happen, you have all these, you have your grid, and you have the 4 trains. And you're going to be adding tiles into it. And as you add tiles, it's going to build the track. And if you have a track that is in front of one of your trains, you got to follow the track. And at any point that the track ends up on the edge of the board, it stops there. And you're trying to, I don't know if it has a score there, but you're trying to either be the last person. Each location is going to score different values. So you're trying to kind of go as far as you can with your trains before they kind of reach a destination to get the highest mark, by kind of interestingly selecting the tiles that you're going to play. As I mentioned, this game got played lots of time over the weekend. It was definitely a favorite. And it was so good. I still didn't get to play it. I watched the tutorial, but I'm hoping to play. Tomorrow's Canada Day here, so I'm hoping that me and Lee can play a few games. I know I just came back from a 3-day weekend. We played 25 games, and now it's like I'm primed and ready to play more. So, Twisty Tracks from Rio Grande Games. And then I also ordered Troll Princess. So it's another game brewer game. And this is one that Carla had talked about. I think it was in our top 9 hidden gems game that we had done. And she was talking about how great this game was and how she had not really heard much about it. And then I bought this on Amazon with a gift card that I had received. And I didn't bring it to, it's still in shrink here. I didn't bring it to MelCon. There was, honestly, there was so many games. I had 8 big bags filled with games, and my shelf still looked full. It was ridiculous, but it's like, how much do you bring? But I brought a lot of games. A lot of people brought a lot of games. So the library at MelCon was huge. So I hadn't had the time to learn this one, so I didn't worry about bringing it yet. But I did watch a tutorial, and it looks really interesting. And you're trolls, and you're trying to impress the Troll King, from what I understand, and make friends with the princesses and have like nice place for them to stay in your house. And honestly, I don't know if the princess realized that you're just having a sleepover. It sounds like you're just kidnapping them, and I'm sure on the other side, it's kind of previewed differently, but that was Troll Princess, and it looks really interesting, and Carla just raves about it, so that's why I thought I should check it out. And then I had also ordered a game a little while back from a friend, and he doesn't live local to me, so we left it there, and he arranged for somebody to be able to bring it, and I now have Flamme Rouge. So this one is a bicycle racing game. I think it's based on Tour de France or something like that, but you're racing pedal bikes. Now, my boys are motocross racers, so our family love race game. We just enjoy all sorts of race games all the time. In fact, I played Heat over the weekend. It was so good. So I just wanted to have this one in my collection as well. So it says the excitement is in the air. The excitement in the air is electric as the leader rounds the last corners and head for the finish line. Each team has used cunning and skills to position their sprinter for this moment, but only one has done enough to pull off the win. Will your team lead from the front and risk exhaustion? Should you play it safe in the middle of the pack? Or could you surprise everyone by striking from the back? Can you time your move perfectly? Anyone can race, few becomes champion. So it just looks really neat. You have the pedal bike, you have the race track. I wonder if it's like the racetrack is like this and it's kind of like an open track. But Flamme Rouge, this is one that I hear tons of good things about. So, and being that it's a race game meant that I wanted my copy, and now I have a copy. So super excited to give this one a try. And finally, we are at the last game from my haul from MelCon. And this is another one that I purchased at the flea market, and this is Monumental. So, it looks really neat. I love the look of it. And it says, the fate of your civilization rests upon your shoulder. So it looks like another civilization game. I really love civilization games. There is something about them. I enjoy them so much. We actually played Civilization A New Dawn or at MelCon, and it's one that I own. It's one that I enjoy, and I had not played it for a little while, so it was so great to play. And then a couple of the people we played with was new to that game, and they all loved it. So I am excited to have a new civilization game in here as well. So it says Monumental is a civilization game for 1 to 4 players. Through the ages, you will conquer new land using your armies, improve your technology, establish cultural policies, and build stunning wonders, which is pretty much standard for a civilization game. That's what civilization games do. But I think this one looks really cool. Can't wait to play Monumental. And this is it. This is all the games that I got at MelCon. I mean, there's a lot of games, but I made rooms in my closet here. I have room on my shelf behind me, so I think they're gonna fit, but I might be full again. So thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Bye.